glass in general, there has been some downturn in the market. I think that this still has held its value over time. People are still very much enamored with the craftsmanship of this beautiful enamelware paint. It's gorgeous to look at. So right now we have 8 of the 97 pieces, which is a massive set. I would say that each piece is worth at least about $100. We've got 8 pieces here. At auction, I would say $800 to $1,200 for what we see right here. So let's count 97 times 100 and $9,700. I would put an auction estimate on this of $10,000 to $15,000.
Well, that is more than I would have said. Yes.
Okay. Given the provenance that it has from a very famous author and people's love of her, it could
worse
be
luck
better.
from breaking people.
This lamp, along with a coffee table, was purchased by my parents when we lived outside of Philadelphia, and they knew of George Nakashima's work, and we went and actually visited his studios in New Hope, and they actually helped to pick out what they were looking for both this lamp and a coffee table. They ordered it from him. They helped to pick out the wood and everything else, and this is back in 1974, I believe. He then produced it for us.
So this was over the course of several visits?
This is over the course of a few visits, yes.
And you brought with you not only the floor lamp, but you also brought a Nakashima catalog and original drawings in George's hand signed by George.
Correct.
There were people who copied his work, there were people who worked there, who did work of their own on the side that approximated Nakashima's work. So particularly in the case of George Nakashima, it's really quite critical. And you have the original paperwork, and you also have the original bill of sale. George Nakashima settled in New Hope. During World War II, he had been in an internment camp. The architect, Antoine Raymond, sponsored him to come to New Hope, where he made furniture in what we call the modernist organic style. He pioneered that. His style was defined by raw pieces of wood. He felt that this piece of wood could never be anything but what it is. This tree existed for this base to be the base of this lamp.
Yes.
And so he really sought to find the soul of the tree, the inner part of that wood, the spirit of it that became manifest in the furniture designs that he became rather famous for, and his daughter Mira Nakashima continues in that tradition still in New Hope through today. So a couple unusual things about this lamp. This is called the Kent Hall lamp. What George Nakashima would do is he would name a design for a certain commission or client. So the Kornbluth cabinet was named after Dr. Kornbluth, and every Kornbluth cabinet that was made after that would be known as the Kornbluth cabinet, even if it was no longer for Dr. Kornbluth. Originally, this design was made for Kent Hall at Columbia University in 1962. He did 3 commissions for Kent Hall. And this is one of the more famous forms that came out of it. It's the only, one of the only floor lamps. In fact, there's 2 different versions shown in this catalog page. But quite rare, he did not do a tremendous amount of lighting. What's also unusual about this, and very important that you have this piece of information here, you don't normally see it with this wooden base.
Originally, when they were designed this and were building it, I think they felt that maybe it was a little too unstable because the bottom is small. And therefore, he felt like this is what I've been told at least, that they needed to add the base for stability so that if it was put on carpet or was put on uneven surfaces, that the lamp would not tip over.
And the invoice I saw said no charge for the base edition. So this is the only one I've ever seen with this base edition, and it was important to establish that it happened by George's hand and not by someone else. So also different materials were used to make this lamp. The base is English walnut, which is the most typical wood that Nakashima used. And this wood, to your understanding?
I believe it's cherry.
It does look like that, but I'm not certain. And you felt this was ash
or something like that.
Ash or birch. But tell me about the paper that was used for the shade.
And the paper, we believe, is rice paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very thick rice paper.
I noticed when looking over the lamp, there's a tear in the shade that seems to have been repaired.
It occurred because this lamp is in normal use in the household with my parents.
Grandchild or pet?
Grandchild.
Okay.
So, my mother then went back and tried to repair it on her own.
The rip didn't tear out.
Damn, I fucking put them cards back on the fucking market.
My
God
recommendation in
damn
this
it.
case would be to leave it be. I think your mom did a fine job on it. Your family paid how much for this?
I believe the original receipt says $530 or something like that.
Well, that was for that and for the lamp and the table.
I believe that's correct.
So this alone was about $250. So let's take a look at this turned on. Beautiful. realistic value on this at auction is somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000.
Wow. Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
You're watching Antiques Roadshow from Indianapolis. Check out Roadshow online at pbs.org/antiques. There you'll find appraisal updates, podcasts, and web-exclusive videos. Don't go away, the feedback booth is coming up right after this. Now, the people who make Antiques Roadshow possible.
From building your family tree to learning your full ethnicity and revealing ancestors you never knew you had, Ancestry helps you connect to your unique story.
We all come from such different backgrounds that you never know.
When it comes to wireless, Consumer Cellular gives its customers the choice. Our no-contract plans give you as much or as little talk, text, and data as you want. And our U.S.-based customer service team is on hand to help. To learn more, go to consumercellular.tv.
Your valuables are as unique as you are. That's why Liberty Mutual customizes your insurance, so what matters to you is protected.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty Mutual Insurance is a proud sponsor of Antiques Roadshow.
And by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. And now, it's time for the Roadshow feedback booth.
We bought this at an auction for $33, and it's worth $800 to $1,200.
See, Mom and Dad, that art history degree is paying off.
Thanks, Antiques Roadshow.
We learned that we're very good at buying odd things that aren't entirely worthless. So,
We had a great time.
we had such a good time.
I brought this mug that has ballerina on it, and it turned out that it's worth $100 from Germany. I was hoping it was worth more, so I'm just going to go home and drink beer out of it, and then do some dancing.
Our greatest treasure today was my mother-in-law, who's been wanting to come to Antiques Roadshow for over 20 years. You made it, Sandy, and you had a great time.
I mowed the lawn for a neighbor for summer, and he paid me with a lamp. It worked out well for about $500.
I found out my great-grandmother's watch is worth about $100.
And I found out that my grandma's watch is worth about $1,000.
He's buying lunch.
I brought some vases that came from my grandparents' restaurant that customers gave them. I have to say, Nana, the cannoli recipe is worth a lot more than these vases.
We love Indianapolis and had a great time at Antiques Roadshow. But
Yay.
Grandpa's not getting us anything.
Thank you, Antiques Roadshow, for having us today. It's been a real blast.
I'm Mark Wahlberg. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Antiques Roadshow.
We found it when we were staying at my grandmother's house after she passed away, and my mother noted that my great-great-grandparents had relatives who lived in Mississippi and thought that it might have come from them.
I want to show the marks on the bottom. George Orr, Biloxi, Mississippi. It has a couple of Orr traits that make it special. One is the snake, but also it's got a nice twist to it. Orr was amazing at what he did with pottery. There are a couple of small areas on the rim where they're chips, but beyond that, it's a special piece. It's probably came from Georgia, and that itself was a treat. He was apparently a wild man in an auction setting. We think it probably could be as much as 15,000.
See you guys tomorrow, man.
It's a good
No.
It's a very nice goose.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
I think it originated in the Taunton, Massachusetts area, and it's engraved with the name of a great-grandfather of whose son gave it to him. It actually has the date that was given of May 1873. That piece was made in San Francisco. What we're looking at is the quartz. I'm going to conservatively estimate it at auction for between $2,000 and $3,000. Wow, incredible.
Antiques Roadshow, only on PBS.
I'm
gobsmacked, actually.
Unbinding your roots. Diane Bob Furstenberg.
Never talked about darkness, not to me.
Narciso Rodriguez.
This is nothing that anyone has ever spoken about.
And RuPaul.
My father veered towards the bright side of things.
3 icons of style.
Oh my God.
5 ancestors who sacrificed.
But in a cave. That's unbelievable.
Survived.
It's too much. Too much.
Finding your roots.
Tuesday at 9 on PBS 6.
What it means to be American is to take to the road.
Mobility is essential to freedom. Discovery, freedom.
The notion of driving a car reminds us that that's not available to all Americans.
To be able to move freely. We live in a country where it's never been everybody's right.
There are still so many dangers.
We have to engage history with a kind of brutal honesty.
Tuesday at 10 on PBS 6.
The recommendations are in. Using a cloth face covering can help stop the spread of COVID-19. Masks are especially helpful in public settings like grocery stores and pharmacies, or any other place where keeping that 6 feet distance is challenging. You can get directions to make your own face covering at cdc.gov/coronavirus.
Let me get one paper before you pass out. Oh, they right there.
They are the greatest predators since the dinosaur, and one may be living in your home. So what makes a cat, and how have they thrived in nearly every landscape on Earth?
They are last remaining large carnivore in the mountains, surviving.
Dude, because I'm a grown man, I can play what game I want to play.
This is the story of cats.
I came on here for a second to see what I wanted to do. But you keep on hounding like a little kid. I'm 36 years old. I don't got no kids. I don't listen to no one. Not even my woman. Boy, these people be killing me.
Nature's fear factor on Nova. On the age of nature, awakening. Discover our changing relationship with nature. The lessons of the past. And nature's amazing ability to recover.
Wednesday night beginning at 8 on PBS 6.
I'm going to change the stream here in a second when I go back.
Support those from Maya Comics, featuring designer wedding dresses and accessories from around the world, along with a large selection.
He was trying to hang out because he thought you was finna roll up. That's what he thought. I said he was hanging out because you thought you was finna roll up.
The Air and Space Museum features around 400 historic aircraft, from Wright Flyer to the 747 jumbo jet, aviators to explore, and 6 hangars of aviation history around the world. Learn more at PelaAir.org.
Funding for this program made possible by
Babel, offering a language program that uses interactive dialogue and speech recognition technology to teach a new language, like Spanish, French, and Russian. Babel is available in the App Store or online at Babel.com.
and by viewers like you. Thank you.
I don't think I'm an extrovert.
Really?
I don't. I think it's all sort of act in a way. I enjoy performing, and I find as I'm getting older that I need less and less. I don't feel that need anymore to be
Face enough.
the
Fear
loudest
enough.
voice at a party.
Fear
but I
enough.
know that I did, and I'm well aware
If you
of
don't
how
kick that
annoying
little
was.
kid ass shit somewhere else, dude. I don't know why y'all think y'all come over here and just talk like crazy. Like, you don't know me, homie.
Most people enjoy things
Straight
more
like
in
this.
retrospect than they do in
You
real
better take
time,
that shit to one of
which
these
is
little
why
kids, homie.
presence is such an elusive superpower. And then
Straight
there's the
up.
problem of
I ain't the
valuing
fucking one. You better play that shit in the rest of these other motherfucking streams, not mine.
product or project and it flopped. Was it
So
still
you don't fucking like it, you can kick
Over the
rocks,
course
my
of his
nigga.
career,
On
James
everything.
Gordon figured something out. The joy is in the making.
Finna lose no motherfucking sleep because you want a motherfucking. So you don't want to play Madden. I play what the fuck I want to play.
I'm memorizing the feeling of the experience as it unfolds. I'm Kelly Corrigan. This is Tell Me More, and here's my conversation with James Corden. So you get
for the Late Late Show at a point where you had never done stand-up in your life, right?
Yes.
And you'd never even been a guest on a talk show.
Not in America, no.
What happened? Like, how did that come together?
No.
Is it so crazy to you still?
Well, I was in this play in New York with One Man, Two Governors. It's probably the best time of my life, professionally. So we did it in the National Theatre, then we did a short tour, then we went to Broadway for 6 months. There were moments doing that play in New York, particularly, where sometimes I would think, if I could just stay here in this moment forever, I would. What I didn't know is that my boss at the time, Les Moonves, and the president of the network, Nina Tasler, had seen me in this play and had said he'd like him to be on the network. And Stephen Colbert had just been announced as taking over from Letterman. I was telling him how I just thought that was the smartest appointment. And Craig Ferguson had said that he was going to step down. And I said, what are you going to do with that 12:30 slot? I was like, I don't understand that 12:30 slot unless you are going to try and embrace the internet. And I was like, it makes no sense to have the same 2 shows back to back. And nowhere else in TV would they go from 8
Let's go!
room in Liverpool, and he said, James, can I have a word? I said, yeah, sure. And we went into this like walk-in closet, and he shut the door and he said, I've been thinking about it, I don't want to go in my house. And he said, I haven't been in there. Since I walked out of the door, I've not been in there. And he said, I just feel a bit uneasy about it. And I was like, Paul, the only thing that matters today is that you and me have a great time. And if there is anything you feel uncomfortable with, we're never going to do it. I said, but don't rule anything out now. Just see how you feel. And we'll pull up outside. You just give me a look. If you don't want to go in, and we'll drive on and I'll take the blame for it. I said, but don't rule it out today. He said, okay. Because I thought, what has happened to my life? I'm giving Paul McCartney a pep talk in a wardrobe. You know? But anyway, we get there and we drive up outside the house, and as we drive up, I suddenly thought we should have used a code word. Because what if he's giving me a look and I don't know? And I'm looking and going, so, and he's like, and in the end, and it's on the thing, I go, should we go inside? And he goes, yeah, let's get in there, let's have a look. Come on, you should lead the way. Hello, is Paul McCartney here? James, is it okay if we have a look around? It's an amazing thing when you think Paul McCartney has all of the same feelings and insecurities that I do. And that day, I just never expected it to be quite so moving. If my granddad was here right now, he'd get an absolute kick out of this. He is